Hello, and welcome to the Mitchell Report. The following commentary was written by Andrellos Mitchell. Time Travel Law and Responsibility. The Rick Chow Case. Sometimes the most important decision happens before the tragedy. The acquittal of Rick Chow has reignited debate about race, self-defense, protests, boycotts, and justice. I see something else. I see causation. As a lawyer, I often use what I call time travel law. It is based on the familiar but-for analysis commonly associated with negligence and tort cases, but also used in criminal law to establish actual causation. The question is simple. But for a particular decision, would the outcome have occurred? When I apply that analysis to the Rick Chow case, I do not start with a gunshot. I go back in time. Most people begin their analysis when Rick Chow fired his weapon. I begin earlier, before the shooting, before anyone claimed self-defense, before anyone saw a gun. According to testimony, Andy Chow became suspicious that Cyrus Carmack Belton may have taken bottled water from the store. He also testified that he suspected there might be a heavy object in the teenager's hoodie pocket. But suspicion is not knowledge. At that point, neither Andy Chow nor Rick Chow had confirmed that Cyrus possessed a firearm. The water had reportedly been returned. The confrontation could have ended. Instead, Andy Chow followed Cyrus out of the store. His father followed behind him. That decision matters. One of the most revealing moments of the trial came during Andy Chow's cross-examination. Prosecutor Dale Scott asked, "The shooting doesn't happen if everybody stays in the Shell gas station that day, correct?" Andy Chow answered, "Yes, sir." That answer should not be ignored. The defense later made the equally valid point that the shooting also does not happen if Cyrus Carmack Belton never points a gun. Both statements can be true. My time travel law analysis simply begins earlier in the timeline. The defense wants us to start the story when the gun appears. I start before anyone knew there was a gun. But for the decision to leave the store and continue the encounter, does the shooting happen at all? I believe the answer is no. There is another issue that troubles me. Why are 14-year-olds carrying guns? That question should concern every parent, teacher, coach, pastor, and community leader in America. A 14-year-old carrying a firearm should not be normal. Yet increasingly, it appears to be. Long before this tragedy became a criminal case, it raised difficult questions about parenting, youth violence, and the community conditions that lead some children to carry firearms. One of the biggest mistakes we make in cases like this is assuming responsibility belongs entirely to one side. Real life is rarely that simple. A teenager can make a terrible decision. An adult can make a terrible decision. Both things can be true at the same time. The legal system was asked whether Rick Chow was criminally guilty. The jury answered that question. My question is different. What decisions set these events in motion? For me, the most important moment in this case was not when a shot was fired. It was the decision to continue a confrontation that could have ended. That does not answer every legal question. It does not resolve every factual dispute. But it does answer my time travel law question. Sometimes the decision that causes a tragedy occurs long before the tragedy itself. And sometimes that is where responsibility begins.
This has been the Mitchell Report. For more articles, commentary, and analysis, visit themitchellreport.media. And don't forget to subscribe. Photo credit, screenshot from WACHTV news coverage of Rick Chow, following the jury's not guilty verdict in the shooting death of Cyrus Carmack Belton. Captured June 1st, 2026.